If a curse can be said to have a blessing, then my disorder was as such that it allowed me to help my wife's sons understand and cope with their own mental disorders. Aside from that, I hate being bipolar. In spite of the disorder, I always wanted and tried to speak the truth, what is real, what really matters. And all my life I've known in my heart what really matters. And what really matters is that which encourages positive evolution. And I would like to think that the world thought this way as well. However, the majority of the people do not in fact think this way, because if they did and had the means to make a difference for the better, the world would be in better shape than it is. But mankind has got the writing on the wall in reverse, and so it cannot help but be bent sideways in the way it does things. When you do not bring to the table that matters, it all goes to hell. And I think the eyes that can see indeed all the neglect and stupidity of people for the world that was given to it freely, with only one stipulation: for mankind to take care of her, to take care of life, to take care of love. However, I got to say that in all honesty, mankind has not done such a primo job of that, or again we would all be in better shape than we are. What does the President of the United States plan to do for the elderly or the homeless veterans? Should I hold my breath in anticipation? No. It is sad that it has to be seen this way, but that is the reality of the situation, because the elite of mankind doesn't care enough to do anything about it. Only if they got together and got behind things that matter, combining resources, could they improve the situation. Only by getting behind one another can we make things happen, can we cultivate positive evolution. But it seems like the majority doesn't want to help anybody save themselves, and the elite, they want it all for themselves, and their ego wants people to recognize them as the greatest persons that ever lived, while I look at the emperor's new clothes and say, the man is naked. Later on in life, I would be able to see through the bullshit, because I had been through so much bullshit throughout my life. And I can say the same about others who have gone through the same shit. You can't put one over on them because they are the really real people. They earn their stripes, if not their scars. Do we care to argue the point, or do we care to see things as they really are? I say it all comes out of the closet eventually, so you may as well tell the truth, or teach the skeletons to dance harmlessly in your closet. I wanted a piece of the action. Lights, camera. I wanted to do something amazing. I see what people bring to the table lately, and it is either positive or it is for shit. It is either the solution or the problem, and as it has always been, people are either the solution or they are the problem. Jonathan Livingston Seagull taught us that misfits can be glorious as they see beyond this world. I guess in some esoteric way I wanted life in all of its majesty to show me what really matters. And this is for the wounded that have had their confidence shaken by cruel people. I'm speaking even to those living on the edge of the night. You don't need to believe what the people say, because they never had your best interests in mind. The only ones that matter are those who care. How much time are we going to give those who don't care about what matters? The only ones that matter are those who care. I'm not trying to be brilliant, just honest. People either choose to see or choose not to see. I have seen more than a lot. Living in a cult and on the streets will kind of do that to you. It sort of has a way of putting everything in perspective, like being kicked out of the house at the age of 16. And you really get a good look at mankind and what it is doing and what it wants for this life. There are those that deprogram people that have experienced cults, some honest, others taking advantage of the fact that the person is in a vulnerable state and exploits them as much as they can. They charge large sums of money. It doesn't take a genius to be able to do that. It takes cruelty. And I look around to find the monsters, and they turn out to be people. The people who choose not to see are the problem. Those that choose to see are the solution, and it has always been this way. mediocrity snuffing out what otherwise could be great. However, in the meanwhile, those with sight try to improve things whenever and wherever they can, and I try to encourage people wherever and whenever I can.